2 weeks ago, I released my part 2 of my investigation into cheating in Arc Raiders. Everything kind of exploded. The video went past 60,000 views. I know it's not your average viral video with millions of views, but for me, that is enough. The Burnt Peanut watched it, Cloaksy watched it.
Yeah. Yo, Pete, I got a question. You see that Arc Raiders video that came out? All those hackers that stream sniped us said they just had full access to the anti-cheat.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great news. That's great news.
Hatch reacted to it. It spread through Discord. It spread through Reddit, and even moderators of Reddit, who are usually very conservative around cheating topics, upvoted the post. It spread through YouTube. I'm basically in every YouTube video regarding cheating in Arc Raiders, and I suddenly had 1,000 people discussing not only the cheating part of Arc Raiders, but also discussing me personally. And that made me think whether making this video was a right thing to do. I could have reacted immediately. I could have clipped every streamer talking about me, responded to every person calling me tall. I could have made another thumbnail with some angry face in it and probably squeezed another very successful video out of the situation. But I didn't. Because somewhere throughout these last 2 videos, I realized something that bothered me much more than any other insult. The more negative my content became, the better it performed. And the better it performed, the less I actually enjoyed making it. Even this part 3 is kind of like a big question mark for me. So instead of making part 3 immediately, I waited for 2 weeks. I wanted the drama to settle. I wanted myself to settle. And I wanted to understand what these videos did. Not only to our creators, to the community, but honestly, I wanted to see what it did to John Raider. The more I thought about why part 2 performed so well, the more I realized that I don't think it was really because of me. The Arc Raiders community was already frustrated. Cheating had been discussed for months, duping happened, matchmaking became a constant topic. Some of the biggest creators had already moved away from the game, and while people were waiting for something meaningful to happen, a lot of weekly updates became just another skin, another small adjustment, and another paragraph explaining changes to matchmaking. And so the frustration already existed. My video just gave people something they could point at. And instead of saying, trust me, cheating is bad, suddenly there was a 2-hour conversation with somebody actually operating inside that world. And whether you liked the interview or hated it, people finally had something concrete to argue about. And I want to acknowledge something here, something that some of my critics got completely right. By interviewing Kenny, I gave him attention. There is no point pretending otherwise. More people know who he is now, and more people understand that this cheating community exists. And some people believe that even showing that world is dangerous because somebody watching might think, wait, this exists, maybe I should look into it. That's a fair concern. But the other side of the argument is also important. None of this appeared because I made a video. The cheats already existed, the customers already existed, the stream sniping already happened, the stolen accounts already existed, and the underground market was already there. So my decision was whether to leave that entire world invisible to legitimate players or show people what was happening behind their raids, behind the curtain. I chose to show it. Do I think I handled every single second perfectly? Probably not. Do I regret investigating it? Absolutely not. And this is where I need to talk about something that has nothing to do with Kenny. It has to do with me. When I started this channel, I used to make videos about basically everything. New update, I was there. New gun, I tested it. New attachment, I compared it, and some completely useless item that nobody cared about, I probably spent hours testing it anyway because I thought maybe we could do something funny with it. I genuinely loved doing that. Comparing all the weapons, hunting down rats, that was my way of having fun in the game. But slowly the videos about things going wrong started outperforming everything else. The cheaters, the dupers, player numbers, matchmaking problems, the controversies, the community management. And when you're a YouTuber, obviously you notice that and you make something positive that takes 20 hours to edit and it does okay. Then something terrible happens to the game, it goes viral and you make video about it and suddenly the views are twice as high. And that's a very dangerous incentive because eventually something bad happens in Arc Raiders and instead of your first thoughts being, oh that sucks, somewhere in the back of your head another thought appears and it says like, that's probably going to perform. And I really don't like that. You know, I've always believed that a creator has basically 2 choices. I can express what I genuinely think, accept that some people will hate me for it, and maybe find new people who respect me for actually having an opinion. Or I can stay perfectly neutral, never upset anybody, never really say anything, and remain average because everything I say is average. I still believe that. I would rather be honest and disliked by some people than safe and completely forgettable. But there is difference between having a strong opinion because you believe it and choosing the darkest possible opinion because you know darkness performs. That's the line I'm trying not to cross. And honestly, I think I crossed too deeply into the negative side of the community over the last couple of months. I read too many comments, I spent too much time in Discord, I spent too much time listening to people who were disappointed with art creators, and after a while you start carrying the disappointment with yourself. I stopped opening the game thinking about what I wanted to try. I started opening the game thinking about what was wrong. That's exhausting. At the same time, I'm not completely surprised that people are frustrated. The recent updates haven't exactly given me a huge amount of material to be excited about either. A couple of skins, not a matchmaking adjustment, not a matchmaking explanation, and after covering every update for months, eventually there is only so much I can say. But enough. I've spent enough videos calling Embark out and stirring that pot. I don't want this video to just become another one. And despite all of this, something genuinely great happened to my channel. A huge number of new people found this channel, and just from this cheating investigation, John Raider grew by around 10%. So if you subscribed because of part 1 or part 2, welcome. And seriously, I'm glad you're here. But I also want to tell you what you actually subscribe to. You did not subscribe to Cheating Investigation channel. John Raider existed before Arc Raider's cheats, before the game getting compromised, before all of this drama. And I want John Raider to exist after it too. So I hope you stay for the stupid experiments, the updates, the other games, the community stuff, and whatever weird direction this channel goes next. And there is another reason I think this investigation needs to end here. Since part 2 came out, people have started messaging me asking how they can contact more cheaters, if we can do more interviews, if we can talk about the game more, if we can check different people if they are cheating, if we can check more cheats, yada yada. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of people genuinely want to investigate this problem, but let's be honest. Maybe some people just saw that these videos are performing and they said to themselves like, I really want to do the same because maybe this gets the traction. And this is where I think we need to be a little bit careful. I don't believe that exposing cheaters should just turn the cheating ecosystem into like an endless YouTube content factory. We don't need 50 interviews with the cheaters. We don't need every creator finding their own cheat developer. We don't need a new video every week saying, look at this insane cheat that they have developed, look what is out there. Because at some point we're not exposing it anymore. We're marketing it. And awareness turns into entertainment. And I think these types of investigations should happen when there is actually something important to reveal, which I think I already did. Maybe once in a lifetime of a game when the situation demands it. Not every week because the first one got views. And that kind of brings me back to what part 3 was supposed to be about. It was supposed to be about Embark. Part 1 was the cheater, part 2 was the cheat developer, and I thought part 3 should be the game developer. I reached out several times, I opened support tickets through Discord, and I saw them being closed manually. I never received any message, any email, any information, and so that's where we are right now. Again, that doesn't prove Embark isn't working on any of these issues. Actually, we have some news that Embark is working on some of their newest anti-cheat that they will be developing and putting into their games. So let's see. It simply means they didn't speak to me. And I think that's a little bit unfortunate. Embark, the invitation remains open. No ambush, no bullshit, just talk to me. And so here we are after 2 weeks of thinking about this. I don't think I can tell you whether these videos were completely good or completely bad. I think they helped. They created discussion. They made people who felt ignored feel heard. They showed legitimate players something that normally remains completely hidden. But they also brought attention to people who enjoyed the attention. They increased the temperature in a community that was already angry, and they pulled me into a version of content creation that I don't particularly enjoy. Maybe that's simply the price of doing something like this. Sometimes you have to point the camera at something ugly, but that doesn't mean you have to build your entire career about filming the ugliness. So for me, this is where the cheating investigation ends, at least for now. I'm not saying I'll never talk about cheating again. I'm not saying I'll suddenly stop criticizing arc creators when something deserves criticism. And if Embark responds tomorrow, obviously we're having that conversation. But I'm not going to manufacture part 4 because part 2 performed well. I don't know how part 3 will perform. I have no idea. I don't want to interview another cheater because the part 2 got clicks. But I really want to start enjoying making videos again. I want to test stupid builds, different strategies. I want to meet random people in the game, and I want to try different games. I really want to hop on Tarkov, stream it, play it, make some clips out of it. I want to make something and finish the edit thinking that was fun, instead of, oh, thank God this video is finally over. I cannot wait for people to react to it and steer the spot. Because ultimately, that's why John Raider existed at the first place. I like games, I like making videos, and I don't want to lose both of these things because negativity happens to generate better views. So to everyone who watched this entire saga, thank you, and to everyone who criticized me respectfully, thank you too. Some of you genuinely made me think differently about what I did. And to everyone who subscribed somewhere along the way, welcome to the channel. This is probably the end of the cheating investigation, but hopefully it's the beginning of something better for this channel. Embark, the door is still open. Everyone else, I'll see you in whatever comes next, and I cannot wait. So with all that, again, big thank you. John Raider, out.
I remember I received first an AI automated response from the team.
Show the email and I show my bare ass on stream. If he shows the email, I will show my bare ass on stream. Bullshit. Bullshit.